Let's play darts. Ladies and gentlemen, a terrible 41 there. What can I do though? I guess I can throw some more darts and try and get better at this. Today, it's going to be slightly different to say the least. I'm not going to be doing 20 minutes of throwing arrows. I'm not sure how long this is going to be. But for those eagle-eyed, you may have noticed these. The little Loadouts. These are 24 grams. And I'm throwing these right now. And today, what I'm going to do is, if you remember a few videos ago, last week, I picked up my old ASP Gen 2s, and they're 26 grams. And I've been using Nastris, Target Nastris 21 grams. And I had a phase that I was playing with the ASPs, and I then went back to the Nastris. And now I went through, I think, all the phase that all darts players go through plenty of times, and that is you're questioning whether or not you're using the right arrows. So today I've been throwing some darts. I've been throwing doubles round the clock, and I'm going to play a match with every set of darts I've got. And basically, I'm going to throw some arrows, play doubles round the clock, play a match, and then I'm going to come back on here and tell you how I got on and my thoughts and feelings around what arrows I should be using. So I've just done round the clock doubles with these bad boys, the 24 grams, which I haven't touched for months, and I hit 14.9%. Now, this is not going to be about whatever gets the best results wins. There's going to be various elements that I'm grading these darts on. So obviously, need to discuss the big difference between all my darts, the weight. These are 24s. So these are 24s. And last week when I threw with the 26s and the 21s, I basically said I don't really feel much difference. I obviously feel the difference in the weight, but in terms of what results I'm getting, very similar. And there's such a big difference between 21 and 25 that there just feels like there has to be maybe something in between would work for me. The ASPs are front weighted. I'm fairly mid to front gripper. So perhaps that's the difference. Perhaps I need to buy something in between that's a bit front weighted. Something like, I guess, the Rob Cross darts. There's some I've had my eye on. I don't just want to keep buying darts though. I don't want to be that guy who just keeps swapping darts out and blames the darts for everything. So I do need to settle on something, but I think we go through these phases, don't we, really, where we're not sure, we're questioning stuff. So apart from the weight, I'm going to be basically ranking these on how they feel in terms of consistency. You know, am I getting the one odd dart here and there, or are they all fairly close? Are they going where I want, generally? I want to be talking about follow through. That's something I've struggled on massively. It's something I want to work on. Can I follow through on these darts? And I also want to be talking about grouping, as well as just general feel for them, which I think probably going to trump all statistics, is how they feel. And these loadouts were really not, I never really liked them, but I've just hit a 14%, which is pretty good for me. And I took about 12, 15 on the bull, so it was higher in terms of just doubles. That is shocking though. They're terrible darts, but I'm going to play a match with these next. I have a little break, and then I'll probably pick up either the Nastris again, the ASPs. I've also got some Red Dragon sort of starter sets, which were around 22 grams, I think, 22, 23, something like that. So I'll give everything a test and just see how I feel, really. And look, I'm just throwing arrows at the end of the day, so that's all practice. So I'm just going to throw a few more before I play this match, really. Not too bad. So how do I feel, basically, after having played round-the-clock doubles on these? Well, they're nicer than I remember. I don't know if that's just because I've got a bit better. Perhaps it's just a bit, I've had a lucky day with them. So consistency with the darts has been fine with that. Grouping. Now, I'm not sure. I haven't really had any grouping, and I'm playing a match in a minute, so perhaps that will give me more of an idea. That's shocking, that. So yeah, I mean, they're nice darts. I like them. Do I love them? Do I think, wow, these are much better than what I've been used to? No, so far. Not throwing that great either right this second. Follow through, not really. I've been trying to follow through consistently with these, but can't really get much going on that. But the results in terms of the doubles, pretty strong. So what I'll do is I'm going to pop off and play a match, and I'll come back after and report. And then we'll move on to dart set numero dos. That's Spanish. See you in a sec. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I've just thrown with the littler 24-gram loadouts. As you can see, I finished on a double 10, and I won the match 3-1 against Dartbot level 6. Now, this is very interesting, guys, and it's only one match, but I hit a 55 average, 131, including a 115 checkout, which is one of my highest ever. I hit a 140 and has 60% checkout rate. So it was one of my best ever matches I've just played with these darts. So I really dismissed these very early on when I bought these and the Asp Gen 2s. And perhaps I was wrong there. So perhaps I need some more time with these. But I think this scoring, in terms of the actual scores, that's going to be hard to beat. I mean, it's one of my best ever matches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 20 minutes off. I'm going to cook something. I might have some eggs. Little recipe for you. Air fryer. Put that baking paper thing. You know what I'm talking about. That old grannies used in 1929. And on that paper, a little bit of oil. 4 eggs. Just chuck the eggs in. Crack them straight in there. A bit of feta cheese. Add all sorts. I like to add a bit of turkey bacon myself. If I'm feeling really frisky, even a bit of black pudding. So I might go really all in. That will give me the energy to come back and throw some more arrows later on with you guys. So yeah, the littlers here are, you know, the jury is out on them, really. I played really well with them. Scoring was okay. Scoring was fairly solid, but the checkouts, which is what I want to concentrate on totally, were really quite solid. So I can't complain too much. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back really. I'm not sure which ones we'll use next, but a little surprise for you. So I'll see you in a minute. Let's play darts. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, 22 there. Now these, welcome back. These I have been practicing with are 23-gram Red Dragon. These are the classic ones you get on Amazon. I can't remember the exact name, but they're all pretty similar really. Very straight barreled. 23 grams. Now I've just done around the clock on doubles and I hit 12.3%. So nothing exciting in terms of statistics. I was just throwing at the board with them for a while, and before I did the round the clock, really liked them actually. Really, they were very consistent in terms of where they were going, etc. Following through, bit better follow through. But when it came to the doubles, I really found them quite hard to control in terms of they were moving so much in the air. They were moving much more than I have with the other darts, which is a bit of a concern. I don't know whether that just needs time and then that will come, or whether or not they're just not quite right for me. But we're going to play a match now with these and see how I get on in that. Now it's going to be hard to match that last match I had with the loadouts, but I'm going to just throw a few more before I do that for you, just to run through them. I think the weight, so these are 23. I quite like this weight, I think. That's terrible. Terrible. So I just prefer maybe something in between 21 and 26. Perhaps that's what this may conclude when we finish. I'm not sure. We may not have any conclusion. I may just go straight back to the Nastris. So who knows really? I'll throw some at 19. great. What else about these? Well, grouping, just in doubles really, so it's hard to say. So I think after the match I'm going to play, I have a bit more of an idea about how these will go really. So yeah, see you in a minute. Right, I've played the match. I lost the match 3-1. It was good to do. It was important to do. I've ruled out the Red Dragons. I lost 3-1, but I just didn't play very well with them. I found them a little bit more unpredictable than the other darts. I hit an average of 46. Checkouts were 10%. Best score was 100. Best checkout was 48. But yeah, it's all, you know, these are just indicators. I think the percentages on the round the clock on doubles and the matches, it really just come down to how you feel about them, I think. And I like the weight of them. I didn't like how they flew. And that's it really. I haven't got really much more to say on them. I'm just gonna have to rule these out permanently, I guess, and move on. So next up will be the, I guess we should use the ASP Gen 2s. So the next up, I'll either do this tonight or tomorrow, so I might change the ensemble. So don't be shocked at the dress change. And I'll be using the ASP Gen 2s, which I did play with for about 2 or 3 months. So it'll be interesting to see how we get with these, and then I'll finish up on the Nastris, and I think then we've got some nice things to compare. But I'm sure lots of you have gone through this where you're just not sure what darts are right for you. And I think maybe we'll find out that perhaps something with a little bit in between weight of 21 and 26 might be more suitable for me. Something a little bit front weighted, perhaps a bit like these ASPs. I'm not sure yet. It's all a work in progress. I'm just really talking or thinking out loud. So bear with me, bear with yourselves, look out for bears. Okay, bear that in mind. I've gone a bit mad now with all this, so apologies for that. I'll see you with the ASPs, I guess. Or maybe I should just throw the ASPs a bit now. Let's throw the ASPs so you've got an idea, and then I'll go away and play doubles with them. I mean, look, look at those grouping is much better, isn't it? Especially just picking them up after, you know, picking up some 23s, going straight to these 26s. They are different weighted, and to throw them like that, I didn't really throw any 3 darts with those Red Dragons that were even like that. So quite interesting that. Look, I did use these ASPs about three months ago, right? And I used them for a few months. And then I went back to the Nastris, and I didn't regret that decision. But I think since then, my technique slightly changed. I've got slightly better. My averages have gone up miles. So perhaps going back to these, it may unlock something that I wasn't doing before. When I had them before, maybe I'm doing something different now. That will mean that these are more suitable for me. Not sure really, but just throwing these now, there's a huge difference, improvement to the ones I just threw. So we're getting into the hot stage of this analysis, and hopefully come to some conclusions. I just don't want to come out of this being even more confused as before, because I get confused quite a lot at the best of times. But let's have a look. Let's have a see. See you in a minute. Right, there we go. I've just thrown doubles around the clock with the ASP Gen 2s. As you can see, finishing on bull with 3 good ones there. I finished with a 14.69% checkout rate, which is pretty good. Not as good as the loadouts earlier, but we're talking about one game here, so you can't read too much into these things. But I'm about to play a match with these bad boys, and look, they feel better to me than they did beforehand when I used to play with them. Obviously, they're a lot heavier, so there is a difference in throwing them, but I get consistency, I get closer to the target. Everything about them's pretty good. Grouping, they're well grouped, but generally a bit more ricochets and things. But I guess I'm quite pleased with them. But let me throw a few more just to get into the rhythm for my match. And that'll be a good test because I've been fairly consistent with my matches this month. I do hover in and around the late 40s. early 50s for scoring and for overall average. And checkout rate, you know, obviously it's a best of 5 leg match, so you know you can't look too much into checkouts. But going around the clock then, pretty solid, because I'm concentrating all on doubles. So I feel how I throw at doubles with my darts, which could be the main reason for deciding on a set. And yeah, I think I need to just throw. What is going on here? I just need to throw consistently and get these Nastris and these Gen 2s and the Littlers and just have whatever I feel best with. What feels like I can do all the things I want to, and it is around doubles really, is how do I feel when throwing at doubles with them. And that's better grouping. So yeah, I'm going to give these a go on the match and we'll see how I get on. Right, I've just finished the game with these Asp Gen 2s. Very interesting. I actually won the game in the end, 3-2, and I averaged 52, which is really good. I hit 140s, and I also hit a 74 checkout. It's interesting because I find with these, I'm slightly less consistent than the Nastris, but I can pull out big shots with these. Like I had better scoring with 3 darts. Sometimes I'd hit like 140, then I'd hit 26, then 140 and then 26 and then a 4 or something silly like that. I also realised, having used these again, that I struggle, you know, I struggle on hitting 20s. Anything high on the board, I have less accuracy than the lower part of the board. The opposite seems with the Nastris. I was much more comfortable on 20s. I could hit 20s much more consistently than the Nastris. But then when I dropped down to 19s, really struggled. So I'm worried at this stage, with just the Nastris to go, that I'm not really learning anything from this apart from 3 sets of darts seem to work well with me. And I'm not sure which ones I prefer. What do you do in this situation? I'm not sure. So I'm going to play the Nastris, see if anything clicks, anything to report back. But I don't know, I'm just more confused than before, really. I'm not sure what to do. I've had people say, you know, test them out, play games, etc. I mean, I'm doing that. And it's not like they're that similar. You know, when you've got a 26 gram and a 21 gram and the 24s, and you're pretty consistent with them all. One of them's a bit more front weighted, this one. The Nastris are much more sort of grippy and straight. I'm not sure, maybe none of these are right for me and there's something else out there I need. But how do I know? I mean, I could go to a shop. It's nowhere near me, really. So I don't know, really. Guess I'm going to play these Nastris and we'll perhaps make a conclusion about this and see whether it was a good task or not. And yeah, that's where we're at, really. So I'll see you in a minute with the Nastris. Actually, let's get the Nastris out now. Let's not mess around. See you later, asps. And we're back in the game with the Nastris. Now, the Nastris are, you know, the lightest dart I own. I do like them most, and as in, I like the look of them. You know, they're quite plain, but they're also quite unusual. Very grippy dart. And it took me a long time to get used to how grippy they were. So I feel like I owe them something. Or they owe me something, I'm not sure. But yeah, right, I've just been throwing for about an hour with those asps, and they're 26. So let's see how these 21s go for the first time. Let's have a look here. Whoa, here we go. I mean, it really feels different now. So much lighter. Yeah, with the Nastris, I commonly drop lower than that treble 20 than I want to, whereas with those asps, I'm hitting above that. But then I think I get more accuracy with doubles with these, but I suppose we'll find out. Yeah, not sure. I really don't know what to do here. Right, I'm going to give these a go. I'll be back with you at some point. Might do it tomorrow. I've been playing for a long time today, and people do advise, don't overdo it. So we'll see. We'll see how I get on. Okay, there we go. I've just done doubles round the clock with the Nastris, the reliable Nastris. It was 14.5%. I finished on bull there, 14.5%. Now I want to tell you something already. I'm not going anywhere with these because these have been good to me, okay? And they felt so much more natural than the other darts. Now, it has raised one thing though. I don't throw worse with those, but I prefer these. And I think maybe I need to get some of these in a heavier size, like 23 or 24 grams. Yeah, that's all I'm thinking at the moment. I'm going to play a match now, but I sort of know there's no point really playing a match here because I already know that this month I've been around 49, averaging, winning plenty of games against Darbot level 6. So I know that's the sort of level anyway I'd throw with these. And that compares, like the littlers the better, so maybe I'll practice a bit more of the littlers as well, just throw in a few every now and again. And rule out the other two, I guess, really. I think that the asps might just be a bit too heavy for me. Perhaps I'm wrong. Perhaps I'm wrong on all of this. This is just guessing, really. So yeah, that's the current situation, really. So there you go.